she's right.
The number one rule of the craft: if a person is a danger to herself or others, they will be bound.
I was starting to get a little worried.
Sorry, I was just hanging out with my friends.
We've gone too far.
Was this just like some game to you?
I feel different.
Be careful. A lot of weirdos out here.
We are the weirdos, mister.
All right, thank you so much for taking the time to talk about the new craft, which I love, but I can't tell you why I loved it because we would spoil it for everybody. So just know that I really, really like what you guys did. Did you have a relationship with the original film, or did you find out about it when you got the role for this one?
I mean, I had heard about it all my life. My sister is a 90s baby, so I had always known about the craft and, of course, about the fashion. So I had known a little bit about that. I tried to watch the film, I think when I was 16 years old, but I'm like such a hair girl that when I saw Robin Tunney's wig, I couldn't get past the first 15 minutes without just like sitting in utter frustration. So,
So you hit stop.
Yeah, I did. I got to the scene where the girls meet her at like the football field when I forgot his name is like running. Yeah, and I was like, so then I watched the full thing after I got my second audition for the craft, and I was like, okay, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna watch it, and I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, I knew it was epic because it has such a cult following, but I loved it.
Cool. Did you let the hair department on this one know that your standards for hair are very, very high, or
Girl,
how was it?
I did. I really did. I ended up wearing a wig, which is full circle moment. I wore a wig, and then what happened is that when we shot the reshoots, my hair is black as night. So obviously I had light brown hair in the movie, so they had to get me a new wig. That was a whole fiasco, and my apologies in advance for not pushing for fixing it, but I mean, it was a great.
We couldn't tell. We couldn't tell, but I think it's a little bit.
Cool.
I think it's a bit of a craft karma for you for your first.
It
reaction.
really is. No.
So let me ask you this. I think what's interesting about the dynamic between the four and this one is their reaction to what happens with her. Like they help her even before they knew that she was the fourth. I think that speaks volumes to how the dynamic between these characters are different. Did you guys like that?
I personally loved it. I think all of the girls loved it because I mean, I think the times have really changed from the 90s. I'm hoping. And I feel like we all really bonded with this idea because, you know, like it's fun to be a bitch, but it's also fun to be nice and to accept women into our craft and our coven. And I think that it was something that we all really just agreed on and loved and just were happy to be a part of instead of, you know, hexing and all that fun.
Which is fun too. But let me ask you this. Was the character on the page trans, or is that something that was incorporated once you were cast?
No, on the page she was trans. They had worked heavily with GLAAD, and I had worked heavily with GLAAD in my activism days. And basically what happened was that they were on this huge search. They put out a bulletin board and everything. And so they were talking to GLAAD, and GLAAD was like, well, we know Zoey Luna is obsessed with Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the whole 90s aesthetic. So why don't you give her an email? And yeah, I read it and she was trans, and I was like, wow, this was like the first script I had ever seen that was not glorifying it or diminishing my experience in whatever type of way. It was just very, I'm trans, I do witchcraft. Here we go. Yeah.
No, yeah, I love the way that it was handled. That's why I wanted to ask you about it, because I didn't know if that was in the script or did you help with that? Because I think it's a wonderful way to sort of, and actually part of how the movie handles all characters, which is what makes it special. But let me ask you this. The movie sort of lives and dies on we believing you guys' relationship. You know what I mean? Your chemistry on screen. Was that something that was instant between you guys, or did you guys, what did you do to sort of create that sort of foursome thing that makes the movie special?
Well, I mean, definitely when we all did the chemistry read, which was my third audition, the four of us together, it all made sense. It just all fit perfectly, and we all just started talking about astrology. And like, I'm a huge astrology nerd myself, so I knew that Kaylee was a Leo, I knew that Gideon was the Aries, and that Lovey was a Sag. So I knew we'd all love Lovey. And then, you know, Gideon was just so funny all the time, and Kaylee was super professional because she has a Virgo rising, and I just kind of knew how to work with everyone, and I think we all respected each other's creative processes. And Gideon had a lot of ideas, and yeah, I think we all just really connected and respected each other, and I think that it really embodied the essence of the movie as well through our actual work.
All right, so my time's up, but since you know you're into astrology, I'm a Taurus and I love this movie. And you know that once we made up our minds, we kind of like, so that should tell you something. All right.
I'm so honored. Thank you.
All right, so you guys have a great day.